Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everybody. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Eloise.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How's it going? I'm excited to be here.
Yes, so exciting too. Thank you very much to be here with us. Hey, everybody. Yes, a lot of people already there. So, hi, Maja. Hi, Rahil. Hi, Alex. Few names that I already know. I'm Eloise, community builder and partnerships at La Growth Machine. La Growth Machine is a sales tool automation, and yes, so today we will deep dive in a newsletter topic. So how you automate, you automate it and you supercharge your newsletter growth thanks to multi-channel outreach. And I have the privilege to have Alex Lindahl from Claymation, and he is a super GTM engineer at Clay. We have, of course, this integration with Clay and with Make and a lot of other tools, but it's super important to have in mind all the integration and all the superpower you can develop with this kind of integration. And don't hesitate to ask all your questions during the show to Alex and to me. We'll be really pleased to answer you. And Alex, I maybe let you introduce yourself. Oh, so you're, yeah,
There we go. There
yeah.
was an echo. Are you hearing the echo? Do you hear? I'm getting
No,
an echo from my side.
okay. I Let's ask the chat for me. It's okay.
Let's see. Is anyone hearing an echo?
No,
Okay.
no echo.
So just on my end. Okay. I'll go anyway. Um, yeah. So happy to be here, Eloise. I love the Growth Machine. I use it almost every day here at Clay, and also for my newsletters to supercharge growth and build my audience on LinkedIn. But previous to Clay, um, I worked in the tech space for over a decade, about 8 different Series A companies. 4 of them have become unicorns, and just have a passion for all of this.
Great. First question from Maja that we know. Okay, hey Alex, how can I beat Kyle Poyar with my Substack subscribers newsletter? So let's deep dive in the subject. And before that, maybe if you have question about La Growth Machine, like what is La Growth Machine? Also, it's important for me to know who is familiar with the tool, who is not familiar with the tool. We also have partnerships with Alex that brings you a magical link to test like Growth Machine 1 month instead of 14 days. So yeah, just also share with us if you are familiar or not. It will also help us to deep dive a lot of not a lot in the tool. Yeah, let's see the work for Alex. Can you share your screen maybe?
Great. I'm just trying to check on my side, so get rid of that a bit. Um, let's see. Hopefully that works. Great. So let's dive in. Eloise, can you see my screen?
Yeah, perfect. And I just put my earphone. Maybe it's better for your echo. I don't know.
Great. Cool. So thanks again. Today we're going to go over how to use a combination of different tools with a growth machine to create a flywheel. So yeah, I already talked a little bit about myself and that my background is in SaaS startups. Right now I'm a Clay GTM engineer, so during the day I help customers implement Clay, evaluate it, build workflows and automations. It's actually like one of the funnest jobs I've had, simply because it's a creative role in many aspects. I actually found the job at Clay because I was writing online. So previously, I was writing a newsletter called GTM Foundry. And that caused or influenced Varun, the co-founder, to reach out, and he was like, "Hey, might have a role for you here at Clay. We should talk." So the influence of just like writing online has led to like a lot of just like interesting opportunities, and I feel like the more you write online, you just increase your surface area for luck. So once I joined Clay, I decided to switch my focus from writing about or writing GTM Foundry and writing Claymation, which is all about how to use Clay and GTM engineering to build workflows and automations to help you grow. But in parallel to that, discovered there was also a big need in the market for helping sellers modernize how they think about their strategies, the target accounts, and also how to use AI practically within their workflows to save a lot of time. So writing both the augmented seller and claymation on the side, as you can tell, I love everything about newsletters. I subscribe to like hundreds. It's way too many.
Perfect.
So
Some
I've been
people, yes, just so you know, some people are like really beginners on La Grosse Machine or just discovering it. So interesting also to introduce LGM by your experiments.
Yeah, totally. So I discovered La Growth Machine when I joined Clay, and before I was doing outreach primarily over email and really calling people. But then I discovered with like Growth Machine, you can expand the channels that you use to LinkedIn requests and LinkedIn messages, and then also on Twitter. So that got me really excited because now I have 4 different um, channels to kind of orchestrate different outreach 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 messages to. And that's
Mm,
really changed the game because before I was doing tons of manual LinkedIn touches, and so now I can scale that up. And because I can scale it up, I can use that for my newsletter and have certain workflows running in the background. So in a nutshell, it's and Eloise, feel free to obviously add on to this, but
yep.
it's a multi-channel outreach tool that you can use for email, LinkedIn, Twitter, and I think maybe other places.
Yeah, even
But
play
we've had some
also,
interesting
yeah, calls.
new features coming out. So if you want to mention those, that'd be awesome to learn about.
Yep, exactly. As you say, email, LinkedIn, X, like Twitter, but also calls for the one who make a cold call or warm calling. And yeah, when we talk about LinkedIn, we talk about also like textual messages, but also LinkedIn voice note, which is a really great format, I think, for the follow up also. So yeah.
Cool. So yeah, it's been just several months since starting Nation and the augmented seller.com.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
And so far, like I'm still a newbie at this, but I've learned a few things along the way, and I feel like I've started to create some nice momentum. So for the tech stack that I'm predominantly using Beehiiv to host the newsletter, Clay for enrichments, or enriching the subscribers, Letter Drop for social listening. So for example, when someone mentions something on LinkedIn, I can then bring in that person into Clay, which I'm going to show you today. And then like Growth Machine as the last component to orchestrate the outreach to subscribers and to also potential new subscribers through outbound.
Great.
So I like to think of this all in terms of GTM engineering is a new concept that Clay is pioneering, and it's really applying engineering and product principles to um, building go-to-market functions. And so that includes combining different tools, creating workflows, automations, using AI agents, integrating AI into different parts of the sales funnel, and so on. So I thought it'd be really fun to experiment with this concept for newsletters, and I'm calling this letter ops. So basically GTM engineering, but for newsletters. So ultimately building workflows and automations to drive not only newsletter growth, but also audience growth. And I'll show you how that plays into creating a flywheel. So there's two different parts that I've been building out here. One is the audience building side. So I'm using the tech stack Beehiiv, Clay, and the growth machine. And the other is signal-based growth. So I mentioned this before, where you take a signal, say like on LinkedIn, maybe that person is talking about a specific thing that's relevant to your newsletter, and then growing through outreach. So for audience building, I'll kind of take you through the full workflow and the flywheel. And then we'll also dive into these products to show you kind of like the behind the scenes of how this all works.
Just before we go in the workflow, just before, can you just jump in the stack slide? Because I know that Substack is also a newsletter tool. And can you just like maybe explain one Beehiiv and maybe not the Substack or another one?
Yeah, totally. So Substack's another great newsletter platform. It's more like social based. Beehiiv is more, I would say, integrated into like advertising. I used to be on Substack, and then I moved to Beehiiv. Beehiiv also has an API, so you can do a lot more different types of things with it versus Substack, which is a little bit more like closed off. But right now, I actually create an automation that leverages both, because people sign up on Substack and people also sign up on Beehiiv. And so for the Substack ones, every time someone signs up, I get a email notification that gets sent into Zapier. Zapier then sends that subscriber into Clay. And then Clay enriches that person and then sends that into the Beehiiv platform.
Yeah.
So I'm getting like signups from both different platforms now. So leveraging a bit of the social network aspect of of Substack, and then leveraging Beehiiv for more of the automation and like openness of the platform.
Okay, really clear. Thank you. Okay. The workflow.
Yeah, so going back to this flywheel, I use a lot of organic reach to drive signups. So for example, one of my latest posts on the augmented seller is how to run DeepSeek locally on your laptop. So you could run AI if you're on the plane and don't have Wi-Fi. So that was just like a cool thing that I put together, and you'll see I get some engagement. A percentage of that engagement and viewers drives traffic to claymation.io and the augmentedseller.com. Beehiiv then sends those subscribers into Clay, into a Clay table. Clay has over 100 different data sources and integrations. So what I can do in Clay is basically enrich that email, both with personal emails and work emails. So I can turn personal emails into work emails, then find their LinkedIn profiles, the company that they work for, their title, and even other information. But keeping it simple, this is basically what I need to better understand my audience. From there, once I have the LinkedIn profile, the company, the title, I also use some information to personalize messages. And then I send all that information into like Growth Machine. Like Growth Machine, I have a different workflow set up that automates the connection requests, the LinkedIn messages, and also some of the liking of content of that person on LinkedIn. And so that's really nice because it's just warming up that person and I become more like familiar to that person. In conjunction, I also send an alert from Clay into Slack so that I know who's signing up to the newsletter, and it's just nice to see people signing up throughout the day. So the growth machine then sends a connection request. My audience on LinkedIn grows. Over time, I get more engagement because I have a larger audience, and then now they're seeing content both on LinkedIn and in their inbox via my newsletter. And so, for example, when I first started posting on LinkedIn, I would get on average like 5 to 10 different likes or comments, and now it's averaging more around like 50. So that's been like increasing over time, and that'll continue to happen because it'll continue to drive more traffic, more subscribers. I get more people into my network. That creates a larger audience, and then more. So it's quite a nice flywheel in many senses, both to grow my newsletter base and also my LinkedIn connections.
I like it because it's like so healthy. Like it's really a really healthy flywheel, and even we can. So I like the fact that you really take people who already came on Claymation. Like it's really precise and really warm. And Alex, when we were preparing the live off, we were talking also of another flywheel. What that will be? Maybe we can import the engagement, the people who engaged on your LinkedIn posts, like people who liked or comment, and then import them in La Growth Machine, because there is a native feature actually in La Growth Machine that does that. Is that any sense?
Yeah, I love that idea. So learning all the time, and that creates another kind of multiplier effect, because some of those people that engage, I'm not connected with them, so I can bring them into the growth machine, automate
to not lose him, because maybe they will not go in Claymation, but it will be also interested in connecting with them. And about enrichment also, I really get why you enrich with Clay before to launch your campaign. That's true that La Growth Machine does enrichment, and it's even without token. So when you don't have this, when it's okay for you to enrich your database after launching the first campaign, it's really save money workflow, because you don't have to spend token. I mean, but in your system, it's really like relevant to do that. And also we have a question. So we have 3 questions actually. First, will you share any practical example of this whole workflow? Yes. Yeah, I know that the workflow will be explained. I mean, at least the LGM workflow will be precisely presented, right, Alex?
Yeah, I'm going to show actually a very similar workflow to this.
Yep.
But starting from a different base.
And another question was, Greg, is Claymation.io website is built on Beehiiv?
Yes, it's built on Beehiiv.
And Beehiiv, yes. Okay. And also Todd asked, do you get any warnings from LinkedIn from using an automated tool to do connection requests? Because he says, I've run into this with other systems.
Yeah, the key is to, not go crazy with this, and you want to limit it to like a certain number per day. Because this is so like orchestrated and just in time and relevant and personalized, the connection request to actual connection is pretty high. So that doesn't flag anything. But then also with Growth Machine, you can set limits to keep within the safe sort of volume. Otherwise, I don't know if you have other kind of like comments on that too.
Yeah, so about LinkedIn account safety, we have different things. It's really our priority. So we are cloud-based. We have a dedicated IP. We have proxies, safety limits, as you say, also GDPR compliancy. I just maybe share, I share this page, like this page is in the chat, is just resuming all the safety things we do. So yeah, it's really important even for agencies who run campaigns for their clients, and they're like, it's really important to be really sure and safe. So yeah, like Growth Machine is really solid on this topic. Also, Sava says, can you just explain again what's the starting point in the flywheel diagram? For me, it's your first post, but as it's the flywheel, it's yeah.
Yeah, great question. So I would say there's two starting points. One is people discover my content on LinkedIn organically. And at the bottom of the post or in the comments, I'll provide a link to my newsletter. The other starting point is people discover Cleanation and theaugmentedseller.com via other channels or organic search. So people can come in top of funnel from LinkedIn and discover the newsletter, or they discover from other places. And then this flywheel just continues. The third is through outbound outreach. So finding relevant people on LinkedIn and then reaching out to them and introducing the newsletter in a friendly way. So really like three different ways. One is organically through LinkedIn, the others just through the newsletter itself, and then 3, doing outreach to very specific people based on triggers, which I'm actually going to go into next.
Okay.
Oops. Cool. So on that third point, I call this like signal-based outreach. A lot of B2B companies do it. A lot of companies set that up in Clay. And there's a few ways to do this. I believe I just learned my Growth Machine has signals built in, so I'll have to add that to this diagram.
Yes.
But in addition to that, Clay just came out with scheduled runs, so you can create custom signals on almost any data point that changes, like does someone start hiring at any given time. Letter drop is another one. I really like this because of the LinkedIn keyword listening, but then it has other functionality such as turning my customer calls into LinkedIn posts, taking out their name and company and all of that, but taking the insights and then creating one of those like viral looking posts so I can create more content much faster. And then another one is Trigify. That's also native in Clay, where you can do social listening, in LinkedIn, but then also beyond. So what I'm going to show you is basically I create these signals and listen for specific keywords. In this case, I'm listening for the keyword like AI in sales. And I'll show you this in Clay itself. But once someone mentions or posts about the topic AI in sales, Letter Drop will send that person into Clay. Clay will find the email of that person, the title, company, do a little bit of other research, analyze that post. AI will segment those people and kind of score them to figure out like which ones are the most relevant to reach out to, and then create some personalization. That automatically gets sent into my Growth Machine, and then my Growth Machine can reach out to that person over email, LinkedIn, or Twitter. So basically taking someone that doesn't know about the newsletter, they're talking about a topic that's relevant to the newsletter, and then when they post about that, bring it into Clay, creating a personalized message, and then outreaching to that person, introducing the newsletter. And then finally, you can also take this information and in the segmentation to update Beehiiv and say, okay, we just got a new subscriber. This is a VP of sales, for example. So then you can start to track the seniority and the personas that are coming into your subscriber base.
So there is a question about Shobit say, how do you scrap or collect your LinkedIn post interaction? For example, how do you collect the list of folks who like and comment your posts? So that's, Alex just said, it's a missing brick, a missing block. And I just will, I'll give you the link of this feature in La Grosse Machine. And another question maybe, what was the name of that first tool, please? So it was Trigify. And we do have also an integration native with Trigify.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And the other one is letter drop.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we here in this workflow, La Grosse Machine is like at the end of the workflow, but La Grosse Machine is an all-in-one tool platform that you can use to scrap, collect data, also to enrich, and then to send messages. We even just built a lookalike search feature like Ocean.io. You can just write it down your ideal client, and it gives you lookalike companies, and then with filter you can just add your personas and personae. But yeah, so in this workflow, La Grosse Machine is at the end, but with Strigify, letter drop, but also La Grosse Machine, you can scrap, collect profiles. And here we go. I just share in the chat this feature named Intent Data, LinkedIn Intent Data. And yeah, another question from Greg. Can you explain how you're using AI for personalizing? Are you using Claude or something?
Yeah, I'm using Claude, which I'll actually show you in the Clay table walkthrough. So I'm going to get to that very, very shortly.
Great. Another question from Pauline. Can you get all the company domains from using Clay? If I scrap data and get their name, job title, and company name, but not their domain?
Yes, we can do that because we would find the LinkedIn profile that lists like what company they work at, and then we can use other enrichments to then find the company domain. So using a couple different steps to get there, but yeah, totally possible.
Yeah, that's the same. Like to enrich with La Grosse Machine, we just need a name, a first name, last name, and company name, or our LinkedIn, and yeah, you get the email. And even for recruitment workflow, we do have like enrichment for personal email and professional email, because we'll be a little bit awkward to recruit on a professional email.
Cool. And if anyone's curious, I actually build these these diagrams in a tool called Puzzle. It's puzzleapp.io.
Great.
And because like I build all these workflows and then I forget what I built, but also I create content from like this, and I can rapidly build these nice diagrams in Puzzle.
Great.
Cool. So going into Growth Machine now, the workflow right now just includes LinkedIn, but you can also add Twitter and email. So once someone gets sent in here, it checks to see if if I'm already connected to them. If yes, then I send them one message. If no, and this is where the bulk of the process is I'll visit the profile, or like Growth Machine automates my profile visiting their profile, add the connection. It'll go like a post in the last week. Then if they accept the request, I'll send them another message after a certain number of days and then another like, and then another like, to stay on top of their, or to stay in their radar. So now let's see. Let's dive into the actual demo.
Yep. And another question from Todd in between. Are you using any tools to handle the high number of people moving jobs to keep up with updated contact information? And do any of these enrichment tools update as people move jobs?
Yeah, I don't have that built out in the workflow today, but you are able to track and monitor job changers and promotions in Clay. And Eloise, can you do that in like Growth Machine too?
So we do have an integration with Mantix and also by the integration with Clay, but we don't have like a native feature built in. And I think for this kind of workflow, we'll recommend to use Clay, yeah, or Mantix, but Clay will be, I think, the best one, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, what you're looking at is a Clay table. You can think of a Clay table as getting built out from like left to right. And each column is a way to access a data provider, an AI model, an API, a webhook endpoint, a way to formulate the data or normalize it, and so on. So for this table, I am using letter drop here to monitor these keywords. So Clay, AI in sales, AI account executive, and so on. Then once someone talks about AI in sales, then that person gets sent into a Clay table, which is here. And we do that by monitoring the letter drop webhook. So you'll see we bring in all this information such as the post link, the keyword that was triggered, the name, job title, and the actual like content of that post.
Great. Just about letter drop and Trigify. Savas asked, what is the difference between letter drop and Trigify?
Yeah, so Trigify, I don't know as much about Trigify, but Trigify will listen to more social networking sites, and it's more focused on that social listening. Letter drop, the social listening on LinkedIn is just like one component of it. The main component of, or the main value prop of like Growth Machine, Letter drop, is to help you create posts to increase your like reach and content production on LinkedIn by leveraging call transcripts with your customers or like internally. So a typical post, like if I was just talking to a VP of sales about different insights in how go-to-market is changing these days, it would analyze that call transcript and come up with a post that says something like, I was just talking to a VP of sales about the 3 changes in go-to-market strategy that are happening. This is what I told him.
Yeah.
And so that'll get you to like 95% of like the post content. And then I go in and kind of iterate a little bit, tweak certain things, and then I get it posted. So within just like say 2 minutes, I get a really nice looking post that has some insights and something important to share by leveraging the conversations that I'm like already having. So yeah, going back to this, I am just breaking out that information into the keyword, post URL, LinkedIn URL.
And also, is it possible to have the open to work on leads information on LinkedIn, like people who are open to work on LinkedIn?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm actually not sure.
Okay.
I think so. If you're a recruiter, you would have access to that information in like the back end.
Mm.
If you wanted to do it without that, you could probably analyze the profile picture to see if it has that kind of like semi-ring on it. So that there might be like a hacky way to kind of get there.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I'm enriching the LinkedIn URL and finding all the person's information. But really I care most about like the title and the company.
Mm.
So I break out that here, so the org, the title. And now I'm using AI to categorize the title because I want to use these words in my personalization. So, and this is a custom prompt, and you can create tons and tons of different prompts for segmentation, categorization, going out and automating manual research, lots of other things. So basically, it just categorizes the title into one of these personas. And you can see this comes out here. So sales rep, growth leader, sales rep, so on. The next thing we have is basically the post of that content. So this one is most businesses are sitting on the gold mine of leads, but never cash in, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, I see.
So now I'm going to use AI to personalize part of my message. And what I wanted to do is fill out this line opener. So just read your LinkedIn post on X, Y, and Z. So what AI will do is analyze that post, figure out what to complete it with, and also do that within my constraint, which is, I don't want this to be too long, so let's limit it to an additional 6 words. And then add additional clarifiers, such as like yours or the. So now you can see here a typical response is just read your LinkedIn post on recovering lost leads with AI. This one is just read your LinkedIn post on AI sales productivity myths debunked.
Mm.
Just read your LinkedIn post on automating sales with AI. So pretty good. And then now I will take the first name and create some messages off of this. So, hey, first name, I bring in that snippet that I just created with AI. So this would read as just read your LinkedIn post on AI, or just read your LinkedIn post on recovering lost leads with AI. I also know on AI as a GTM engineer at Clay, always looking for good tips, tools, and workflows to learn from. So no pitch, just putting this in the connection request message.
Yeah, super simple and clear, transparent.
Yeah. And then I create a follow-up message that happens later. And it's just casual, like not asking them to sign up, but
yeah,
actually asking if they have any interesting AI tips or workflows that might be interesting to cover. And then I say, we have hundreds of growth leaders, so taking that categorization from before, who subscribe to stay on top of how to practically apply AI in sales.
That's great. Great to involve them also in the content creation.
And you'll see that one was growth leader. Next one should be marketer.
We have a question about your prompts that you showed just before. Maybe the slide will be added to the replay, the recording. Maybe if you're okay with that, we can maybe just copy paste also the prompt in the recording post on the playground.
Yeah, I can add that.
Yep.
And then the final step is once all of this runs, then a lead is created in a growth machine campaign. or first it goes to the audience, which is the list of people, and then it gets added to the actual campaign. And right here, I'm just passing through the various different information, such as first name, last name, org, domain, title. And then this is where I have the custom attributes, the messages that I just created.
Okay, great.
And so then when I go into like Growth Machine, I have 50 here that were imported. And now I'm going to start this campaign and run it. And always I thought it would be cool not to run this ahead of time, but now run it moving forward and use this as an experiment, and we can show like the post, the results of it later down the road in another like blog post.
And can you maybe show the integration part between Clay and La Growth Machine, where we go from one tool to the other one?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just connecting the column into the field.
Yeah.
And La Growth Machine gives you the ability to add 10 different custom attributes.
Exactly. Okay.
And these could be not only like a word or first name, but like the whole message.
Great. Question from Zach. What's your connect acceptance rate?
Well, I haven't written this one yet, so that's what we can show in like a follow-up post to see what this campaign actually produces. Obviously, it's different for various campaigns.
Okay. This playbook plus re-engaging people who engage with your social is literally all you need. Incredible, I say, Ivan. Do you know any auto-responder for LinkedIn?
No, I personally wouldn't want to do that, but I do use a tool called Condo. It's trycondo.com, I think is the URL.
Can you write it
for human for LinkedIn messages? So you can like rapidly go through your LinkedIn messages, tag them, and maybe automate some things from there. But yeah, personally, I actually want to talk to these people because then I can get their feedback and use that to like improve the newsletter.
If you can go on the chat, maybe just to type the name would be great. And also, maybe you were sharing your LGM screen, but we just see the Clay table just before when we talk about, yes, connection and acceptance rate. Okay.
Trycondo.com.
Okay. Condo. Didn't know this one. Yeah, a lot of people are like looking also to SDR agents to respond on LinkedIn. That's great.
Yeah, I'd be careful with the AI SDRs because you can't give it the granularity of like the prompts.
Yeah.
And we found it really burns out customers' TAMs. So I'd just be careful with that.
Great.
But yeah, I'm going to be providing. So I have a new newsletter that's coming out probably on Monday where I go over 10 tools such as like Condo and others that you may not have heard about that I've discovered that really help with not only like creating content, but productivity and creating like assets like Puzzle. So
That's
if you
great.
want to sign up for that.
Any question from the chat? Oh, Ivan is typing something. Alex, did you plan to show us a message or something like that in your workflow, LGM workflow, or
within here?
yeah, it could be, yes. Oh, and also, did you try the voice note?
Oh, I haven't tried the voice notes yet. That's something I definitely want to experiment with.
Yeah, I think it's great. Let's
see.
So, do you have a link or sign up for what you were just talking about, your tools review? Todd, do you think yes, maybe you can. So
oh, look, we just had a lead added to the campaign live. Let's see. Looks like it hasn't gotten all the way imported yet. Oh, someone just replied too.
Yeah, Zach said that was me.
Great.
That's great. And to test la growth machine, Todd, I don't know if you already saw the link from Alex to sign up. I will just put it again here. Here we go. And a question from Pauline asking, what's your best practice to get started with clay? Any resources you'd recommend?
Yeah, we do have Clay University. This goes over a lot of the basics. I also have a link to provide 3,000 free credits, so I can provide that too in a follow-up. So this is just clay.com/university. Put that in there. And then my newsletter on clay is also a good starting point.
Yes.
So actually here I talk about more of the step-by-step guide on how to actually create this workflow.
Great. Question from Sava. Maybe even before, I didn't see his question. Have you seen this flow adapted to a more direct sales campaign? And how were the conversion?
Yeah, so actually that's where I got the idea, because that's what people use Clay for, is more of the direct campaigns for like B2B sales. So then I just figured, oh, why don't I try applying this to my newsletters? I don't have the statistics on hand for it though.
And a question from Sava, besides LinkedIn, can you show if you do any X automation? Maybe if we go on the La Growth Machine tool and we can set up a workflow from scratch, or from the catalog also. Sava, you have both of, and you can just like add X. And you also you can do social warming, like just, you have to pause it if you, Sava, you can just also use social warming, like follow, and before to send your first message as a first contact. It's really important also to, like little warm your profile and your lead as you get more familiar with the lead before contacting for the first time. And yes, that's even say we can also do X automation with Lagrange machine. And yeah, also the Clay's YouTube channel is also great.
Yeah, that's there's tons of great videos there.
And you can do X, you can do email automation and also call. You can add a cold call or warm call break. And yeah. So we have 9 minutes left, like 10 minutes left. If you have question, like really Alex is here today freely to answer all our questions. So really don't be shy and not hesitate to challenge your ideas, your strategies. What's your experience using X? I don't know if Alex already used the X automation.
Yeah, I haven't. X is something I want to use more of, but like I just haven't set it up, and I'm not like too active there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be kind of like a future project.
Oh,
Greg's question, I haven't done
yeah.
that analysis yet, but that sounds like a really good post in terms of showing the breakdown of what comes from social listening versus outreach versus organic.
Yes. Does this also work on other socials like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok? So there is different tools from for doing automation on Instagram or TikTok. We don't do Instagram on Lagrange machine or Facebook or TikTok. But what will be great, Todd, is to just join the community, the playground community, and ask your question. Because maybe I should introduce also the playground, because a lot of people ask me if this session is recorded. So yes, the playground is the community of La Growth Machine. It's dedicated to sales and growth, and you can like just have a lot of resources. All the recording are uploaded there. You also have guides, templates, a lot of Clay cross La Growth Machine templates also, because when we built the integration, we did a lot of resources, guides, templates, webinars, even with the Clay team. And I think for this question about Instagram, but we also have question about WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok. The best is to just ask the community. We are 2K people there. 2K growth sales, like really open to share. Like Alex is being part of that. Also, yep. we saw Ivan in the chat. So yeah, just ask your question, and the recording will be there. Also, another question from Lara: why did you choose Letter Drop over listening tools, over other listening tools?
Letter Drop over other listening tools. I use Letter Drop just weekly, so it was just a nice. I was just kind of like in the tool and realized I could do it. I was like, oh, let me see if this is possible. So it's not like I was like planning and kind of evaluating tools. I was already using one and had an idea and decided to try it. And that's also like the beauty of all these tools is like you can start to combine them in creative ways and workflows, and you start to realize like it's possible. But I didn't. I was just already using Letter Drop, had a subscription, so that was really the main reason.
Yeah.
But I do love the tool.
Yeah, and we were so excited when we launched the integration with Trigify. As also, maybe you don't know Busca because it's French, but it's really great. And Busca is a social listening tool, really, really great too. We do have an integration with them, and yeah, Tigrify, Letter Drop, Busca, they are really insightful social listening collector, and that's why we also wanted to integrate import LinkedIn intent data import in La Growth Machine, because as you said, and as I think it's Sava who asked, it's really important to import people from LinkedIn who engage with your content. And does anybody has a question? Or if no, we can just conclude this great session. Thank you very much, Alex, for all this value, this workflow, this flywheel, really inspiring. I think, yes, Ivan, Pauline are oh my God, I want to replicate this
Great.
workflow for direct sales, maybe campaign. It's really interesting also, Ivan, as you said, is it possible to have conversion rates when it's more like not a newsletter, but more about sales, B2B sales? Really interested in following your experimentation and open the debate and share your results on the playground too. It could be great. Thank you for this great session, Alex. Will be super great to do another one on another topic or other experimentation you will have.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, this is always lots of fun. Appreciate you having me, and always love sharing kind of what I'm doing and experimenting with. Some things
Yes,
work, some things don't work, but you gotta experiment, and it's a lot of fun to do that. I enjoy it.
great. Thank you very much to anyone who was here, and 21 people still there for saying bye. So and yeah, we will connect on the playground on LinkedIn, and just keep updated for the next session.
Great. Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks again. Bye.